Morning everybody, we're doing some sheep work today. So we've got both mobs of Doonies in, and well, we've got the Dooney lambs with the Dooney ewes, and we've got the white Suffolk crosses, so white Suffolk cross lambs, little fat lambs with the Dooney ewes as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to wean wool today, so we're drafting them all off. So first we're going to draft the Dooney ewes off the Dooney lambs, and the lambs will be in a separate pen, and then we're going to bring all the ewes back through and drench them. The lambs got drenched last week, was it, Dad?
Oh, the other one.
No, the lambs.
Lamb?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago they got drenched, so we don't have to drench them today. Split them all up, drench the ewes, then run the ewes out of here, and then we'll do the same thing with the fat lambs and ewes, but we have to drench both of them. So we'll start off by drafting them all, and then we'll start drenching, and then we'll separate them all, and then the fat lambs are going to run by themselves so they can have more feed to themselves to fatten up, and we'll put the two lots of ewes together, and the Dooney lambs will obviously run by themselves as well. But I'll give you this over today just to sort of say about our ideal weaning times and whatever, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, good day viewers. Cam said we're weaning today, weaning and drenching. So because of my work commitments, we sort of get a bit tied up, not being able to do stuff when we've got to do stuff here. So these lambs probably should have been weaned a month ago by rights, and been supplementing them a bit more with a bit of grain and hay and whatnot, but we haven't been able to do it. I've been feeding these ewes and lambs hay and grain, but they're not doing too bad. Like lambs probably couldn't get them much better than what they are, but yeah, they'll improve out of sight when they've got a bit more of their own tucker to themselves. And the same with the white Suffolk lambs up there. They'll do a bit better once they get away from the ewes and get a bit more grain. Been feeding them a fair bit of grain because there's not much bloody green pick here at the moment, grain and hay. So try and pump a bit more goodness into them. So we'll wean them off today, put them in a separate paddock so they got more food for themselves. And same with the ewes and the lambs. And I'll run these lambs with the other last year's weaners together. So that's what our aim is today.
Right, so yeah, as I said, we'll start drafting them, and then we'll start drenching after that, so we'll get into it. Right, we just drafted the lambs off. There's a couple of ewes in there, and I think there might be a couple of lambs in here that slipped by me. It's going pretty good there for a while, and then yeah, they get through as they always do. So we'll run the ewes back through, we'll start drenching them, and we'll get the lambs out that need to be got out. And yeah, well, I think there's 2 ewes in there that we'll pluck out as well. It's not so much of a drama. So we'll start drenching them now. Here, Molly. Molly, here. Alright, we just finished drafting the Dohne lambs off the ewes. So the lambs are just in this pen here, and the ewes are just in the little yard behind the trees there. Now we've got the fat lambs and ewes in. So we're going to draft them off, and then we'll probably drench the ewes first, and then we'll have to adjust the amount on the drench gun, and then we'll drench the lambs after. So we'll draft all them off and do that. Alright, we've got not a race full, but a couple of sheep in the race. Also Casper the alpaca's here as well. We're going to give him a drench too. As you can see, he's been shorn, so he looks like a bit of a scun rat. Yeah, so we'll try and give him a drench. He doesn't really like it, but we'll do it anyway. Rightio, so we've got the white Suffolk fat lambs just there. Dad just adjusted the gun. So for those who don't know, this drench gun is adjustable and there's a ratio for weight to the number you set on your gun, which I think is mil. Is that right, Dad? Is the measurement on this mil, in mil? Yeah. So that'll be 10 mil set there. And I think on the drum, I'll have a quick look. That gives you a ratio guide there. So 10 mil is 37 to 41 kilos, I think it said. So yeah, we adjust it. You have to adjust the amount you give to the shape according to their weight. So these are just rough guesstimations, basically. Yeah, so that's basically what we do when we swap over from the ewes to lambs. We change the gun measurement and then we give them the correct amount of drench. So we'll start drenching these lambs now. Done this one. Rightio. So the white Suffolk lambs drenched. As you can see, they're a bit feral, jumping around, carry on a bit more than the rest of them. So everything's drafted and drenched, or what has to be drenched is drenched. Everything's split up into their respective groups. So mobs, groups, same thing. So we'll put them where they need to go in a bit. All right, so now we've finished drenching and drafting. We're going to run the Dohne ewes out to their paddock. So we're putting them in that paddock. It's got we call it the middle dam, but it's next to the paddock that we first scarified, if you've been watching along. So we're going to run them out there. We're going to take the old Massey Ferguson 135 out. It's got the feed out card in the back, and we're going to give them some grain as well. So a little bit of 135 action. So we'll meet you out there. put Molly the sheepdog out of a job. That was probably the easiest way to get a heap of sheep out to a paddock. Just use the feed out cart. Didn't drop any grain, but they know there's grain in it, so they followed it all the way out. So that made the job a little bit quicker. So I'm just pushing the rest of them into this paddock, and then we'll go feed them on the far side, and yeah, go from there. Rightio, so just brought the sheep behind me up to the dam so they can have a drink, and then I'm going to head out to the other side of this paddock. I'm going to start feeding them, head out to the other side of the paddock, and then go a short ways down the side, and that should be enough grain for them, Dad says. And the reason we're doing it on this side of the paddock is so that when Dad brings the lambs down the laneway, they won't get distracted by the sheep, because they'll be all on the far side of the paddock. So we'll start feeding them some grain, and then we'll head back up to the shed. As you can see, they're a bit thirsty, running over to the dam to have a drink. Rightio, brought the little tractor back, 135. Dad was just past Dad taking the Dohne ewes out. Not ewes, sorry, Dohne lambs. He just said to grab the John Deere and we'll grab a bale of hay to put out for the white Suffolk lambs. So I'll grab that, fire it up, go grab a bale of hay, and I'll roll that out, and then he's going to run the fat lambs out. We'll see what we do after that. just been dicking around doing some other stuff. Dad's been out field up there, one of the feed bins. He's gonna fill another one up tomorrow. I rolled that hay out. Obviously all the sheep are now out in their paddocks. Now, if you've been following along on the channel for a little while, you remember I planted a gum tree in the sheep yards? Was here. Well, long story short, it died or got eaten by birds. I don't know. Anyway, so the missus picked up another gum tree and a bit more established in its growth. I'm going to try and plant that one instead. I've got to dig a bit of a hole though to get it in, and hopefully it'll do a bit better. So yeah, I'll dig myself a bigger hole and we'll get this tree in. Rightio, just finished digging the hole. It's probably about a foot and a bit deep, as you can see. So here's our gum tree, a little blue gum. Oh, not so little, taller than me. So hopefully, yeah, it should be big enough. We'll chuck her in there. Hopefully she does a bit better than that other one, a bit more established. Still have my doubts, but there's a bit of moisture in the ground, and hopefully she'll take off, hopefully. We'll see what happens though. So we'll dump her in there, pack it in, maybe get a bit of straw and water it in, and hopefully she grows.
So this part of the tree that way, so nothing comes against it. More water?
Yeah. Rightio, so tree's in, water it in. I might get Mum tomorrow because when she cleans her stables she has a lot of straw and stuff. I might just get her to dump her cleanings from tomorrow on top of there and give it another drink, and then that'll give it a bit of mulch and hold some of that moisture in. Surprisingly quite a bit of moisture in the ground when I was digging that up. Still had a bit of the straw on top, so I don't know if that was helping or not. But yeah, it's already this tall. Hopefully it'll keep growing. Might have to put a bit of string or something to the fence because the wind's gonna be pushing it pretty hard. We'll see how we go. Anyway, that's about all that's happening today. A bit of sheep work and planted a gum tree. There we go. We just bloody put our farm to net zero by 2050. Greta Thunberg, how's that?
How dare you!
Anyway, yeah, we'll wrap her up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Here.